Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to do this look that I did on my boyfriend. So what you'll need is some various paints, a lot of eyeshadow, Mayron white paint, a glue stick, some red lipstick, eyeshadow brushes, a toothbrush, and you'll see why in the video, some contacts, those are optional, a beauty blender, some cotton balls, liquid latex, and then some paper towels. And I will link everything that I used and where I got it in the description box below. So what I did first was start tearing apart the cotton balls and then laying them down with liquid latex around his mouth. And this is going to create the mouth look that you saw in the beginning of the video. I did get ahead of myself and put the cotton balls down before I started putting on paint. So you'll see in a minute that I actually lifted it all up and went back in and painted black underneath his mouth right here. And it is better to do that before you lay down the mouth, just so that you get the darkness underneath the liquid latex after you lay it down. Basically, I just got the cotton balls completely soaked in the liquid latex and started pulling at them and pulling them down across his mouth. And since this was a zombie look, I went ahead and outlined his collarbones with a lipstick. I found this easier if you blend it in with your fingers instead of a brush. It makes it look a little bit more real. And then I just got basically a brown eyeshadow to go over that and make it look more in-depth and bruised. And then I took that same red lipstick and outlined his eyes with it just to make them look irritated. And then I did take that same red on a brush and outlined his face in it with the same red on his cheeks and hairline. But I'm going to go back over that with paint, so that doesn't matter right now. And right now I'm just putting glue on his eyebrow. That's just going to lay the hairs down and so that the liquid latex doesn't stick to it. And then I went over it with a concealer just to cancel out the color a little bit more and a color corrector. And then here I'm going over with a paper towel and just laying down liquid latex on it, just because I am going to paint his whole face white. And then just to dry a little bit faster, I go over it with a hair dryer. And once that is dry, I just start going over it with the white paint. The Mayron paint is really good quality paint and it dries down really fast, so there's no need to set it with anything. And I'm just using a beauty blender just to go over that. It's an old beauty blender that I had, and just dabbing that into his skin. I also did take the white paint down his collarbone just to highlight it and make it look more raised. I did try to go in with the shading right after I laid down the paint, but realized it wasn't dry yet, so I did put the blow dryer on it. And then I went in with the shading, so I got a black eyeshadow and started hollowing out his eyes, and just to make dark circles underneath his eyes. And then I did get a mixture of black and brown and carved out his cheeks on his forehead, and then I carved out his nose as well, and then I did do his jawline. And then I realized that we never put the red in his waterline, so that I was doing right there, just so it makes his eyes look more irritated. And then I'm just doing a little bit more shading right here. And then I start drawing on his left eyebrow just with some black paint. And then I start going in with like an orangish red color and start shading out his eyes again. And then I did make him frown and then take a brown and black paint and carved out like his frown lines. I then drew on his nose with some red paint and started going over his whole face with a brown and black color, just to make the white look a little bit more faded. Right here I did mix the orange and the red eyeshadow in to his mouth, just to make it look irritated around the entire mouth. And I wanted to get more color on the eyes since this is a clown, so I did mix another red and an orange paint and then start making the lines down his eyes on his left eye. And then on the right eye, I actually mixed a blue and a gray to get that color on that eye, and then I drew that on as well. And then I go back in on the mouth with some red paint and go into all the lines and kind of create depth in that as well with the red color. And then I also take the rest of the brown on my other brush and go over his nose just to make it dirty looking. I started going in with the red just to make vein-like things, but it didn't work out because I didn't have a brush that was small enough to do that, so it just kind of looked like splattered blood, which turned out fine. And then I started taking that red again and going into the mouth again, and then I get my fake blood that I had. I forgot to put that in the beginning, but you do need fake blood, and then I just drip it down the mouth. And Chase stopped recording once we started putting on the blood for whatever reason, and I didn't notice. So all I did was drip down the blood again and then put it all around his mouth area. And then what I did with a toothbrush is dip that into the blood and then just splatter that all over his face by flicking it on there. And that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the look and the video, and this is the first look that I created without using a video to create the look with, so I just kind of went off of my imagination. If you do recreate this, just tag me on Instagram and I will see you guys next time. Bye!